It's finally time. It is finally time for me to share with you guys the biggest secret I have ever kept from you. In fact, for the past year, I've been keeping this secret from you all, not able to share with you something that's been in my roof box for quite a while now. And I have been just bursting at the seams with excitement because this is something that I have really been hype about. And I think you guys will be too, if you're a fan of Mountain House. A few months back, you might recall, I decided to come all the way back to Texas from Arkansas because I needed to pick up a pretty cool package. Yeah, that package is what we're talking about today. Now, I've had a lot of adventure meals over the time of my channel. In fact, I've gone on hikes, I've found beautiful campsites, I've had preparedness at my tiny home, and all because of Mountain House. And now, inside this bag, right here, there is something absolutely epic that I no longer have to hide from you that is from Mountain House. I am so excited. Now, throughout that 7 years of time, you've probably seen me eat this, or this, and possibly even this. But let's be serious. I've kind of been hiding something from you. In fact, over the past few months, I've been carrying around that bag and doing some adventuring, and I have also been eating these. Let's face it, we all have familiar favorites like this one, the breakfast skillet, that I've been loving for a long time because it is so versatile whenever I'm out and about. I can make breakfast tacos, I can eat it by itself, I can put it into wraps, I can do all sorts of cool things. I can even have breakfast nachos with this. But one of the things that I have noticed over time is whenever I was looking on the shelves, I would notice that you couldn't really see what the meal looked like from the outside. Well, now the packaging has changed, and in doing so, you can see exactly what the meal looks like on the exterior. Let me show you an example of the packaging before and a packaging now, because you may be seeing some of that older packaging still in stores, but this is what's rolling out now. In fact, as they've slowly been rolling it out, I've been kind of getting sneak peeks of it at Bass Pro and then also at Menards whenever I was in Missouri. And it's coming, and it's now officially here. And look guys, new Mountain House packaging, now available at Bass Pro. Now previously, if you would go to a store, you would find packaging like this or like this. These are the packages that they've been using for a while now. The yellow signifies breakfast and the orange signifies entree. However, you'll notice that even though they're super cute and they do have squatch facts on the bottom, they don't have the picture of what's actually inside. So if you're a newbie who's looking for a Mountain House meal, or you see something that you're unfamiliar with, you might not grab for these as quickly because you don't know what it looks like, and completely understandable. Even though the meals are delicious, I understand it takes the gateway to get in there. And so what they have done is thought about the consumer experience, which has always been one of my favorite things about Mountain House, because they do truly experience the outdoors with us, and they are prepared to create items that are easier for us to use. Whenever I first started out traveling, I was looking for something that was easy to make on a rainy day, or easy to make after I had exhausted myself through an extensive hike. And in doing so, I found Mountain House. And with just a little boiling water and a zip of a pouch, I can have a meal at my camp. But on the same token, I can also use that at my base camp if I have bad weather and I don't have any power, which if you've watched my tiny home channel before, you know the weather in Texas, even the slightest difference, can cause power outages. So this is an easy and efficient way for me to have a wonderful meal that's chock full of proteins and different caloric things that I need for me to do okay. And so that's one of the reasons why I have been a Mountain House fan. But let's get back to that packaging. We have the shelf appeal difference. And if I were trying out something for the first time, seeing this right here would definitely appeal to me because I can see what the meal looks like. But there's a few other things on the packaging that I really appreciate the placement of. They have updated the logo. They have made it a little bit more fun with the code on the bottom where you can tag your own post and be recognized on social media, which is kind of fun. And there's a couple other things. Of course, this is a breakfast skillet and this is a breakfast scramble, so 2 different meals, but you can see again the visual representation of the food itself as well as where everything is placed is slightly different on these. And I really appreciate that they've really brought to our attention just how long Mountain House has been in business, because they've been providing quality meals for a very long time for people. Of course, Mountain House is an American company that is based out of Albany, Oregon. And some fun facts that you might not know, Mountain House provides a lot of different services for our military. So here on my channel, I always like to support local businesses based out of the United States, and that's part of what brought me to Mountain House in the beginning, was seeing that they were an American business that provided adventure meals that seemed pretty easy and super user friendly. But there's a lot more to this, and in fact, whenever we look at our entrees, you'll see what I'm talking about. Even though packaging is changing, and that's a big deal, there's something else, believe it or not. You might have noticed on the clip earlier that the flavor that I shared with you that I've been carrying around with me might look familiar if you're super familiar with Mountain House, but not in more recent time. In fact, they brought back a flavor that was so highly requested because, again, they listened to the consumer and consumers were going, hey, 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 hey. We want that back. But they didn't bring it back by itself. They brought along 2 new friends, 2 new adventure meals. And I've tasted both of these whenever they were still in the development phase, and oh my goodness, I am so excited to bring these to you. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Kung Pao chicken uses basmati rice, zucchini, and peppers to create a delightful flavor that'll leave you so excited. In fact, this single bag has 2 servings with 32 grams of protein per pouch. It is gluten-free and is also milk-free. Again, this is the Kung Pao chicken. Again, bringing back to our attention the longevity of the products. This actually is good until January of 2054, proving the Mountain House has one of the best shelf lives available on the market for freeze-dried foods. But this is potentially one of my absolute new favorites. This is the chicken tikka masala. I have been eating so much of this. It has garam masala seasoning, rice, cauliflower, and peas. You can see 24 grams of protein per pouch. It is a 2-serving pouch and it is gluten-free. Now again, I've been adventuring with these for several months now already and trying them out in a variety of different ways. And the chicken tikka masala is a quick favorite for me. I really like the warmer tones, and then the way that this is just such a good belly feel on a cold night, but also after a long day. If I want something that's not just a standard meal, I want something that has a little bit of extra something, this is my new go-to. It is so good, so good. And the Kung Pao chicken has a little bit of a spicy kick to it, so if I'm wanting something that has just a little oomph, this is my go-to for that. Of course, there's this guy that they brought back though. This one is like a warm hug from your mom on a bad day. This one just brings you just such a comforting feeling. And I really love that I can have this or the chicken and dumplings. And both of these are just like that perfect thing to set your soul to like a calmer place after a long, extensive hiking day. Or like a day that you've just had a hard day on the road. This is a good one. It's comfort food. In fact, with 44 grams of protein, this gluten-free 2-serving meal, the chicken mashed potatoes, is something that will restore every part of everything that you need on a hard day. Now, I understand not everyone is quite as familiar with Mountain House, and that's why I do videos like this. But this is also why I wanted to share the new flavors in the packaging, because if you have been acquainted with Mountain House in the past, and now you go to the store and it looks different, you might go, huh, okay, is this the same thing? Yes, same good flavors, different packaging, and over the next few months you'll see it continue to roll out in your local stores. You may have also noticed that some of the stores had a more limited supplies in more recent months, and you might have thought, oh no, is this one of those other companies that is just discontinuing? No, they were just getting ready for the new rollout of packaging. I'm already starting to see them start to roll out the new packaging in several places, as you could see before, and I think that that was just part of that going through the old packaging so they could get in the new. And So I'm hoping that's helpful to you all. Again, great for outdoors, great for long trips, great for preparedness, but there's a lot more things that you will find that Mountain House is great for, including supporting an American business. And I think that that's great. But now we're gonna go inside my base camp where I'm going to show you how to make a Mountain House meal, and we're gonna taste one of these new flavors. I think we're gonna taste my favorite. Ooh, that's gonna make a delightful lunch because I've had a long day. First things first, we need to boil some water. And you can do this in a variety of different ways. If you have a jet boil, if you have a regular camping stove, if you have an electric skillet that you carry with you on the road, or if you're in your home, you can use gas or electricity to boil your water. It doesn't really matter how you get the water to boil. It's more so about just getting the water to boil. Step 2, super simple. There's a little tear tab on the sides of the packaging, and we're just gonna tear that open very carefully so that we don't flop it open and have the meal go everywhere. So just kind of pull it apart and it comes completely off, and then we're going to open up the meal on the inside, and there's going to be a little thing that looks like this. We're gonna take that out because that just keeps it where it'll last longer whenever it's on the shelf, but we don't need to use this to cook. This is what the meal looks like before it is hydrated, and this is the chicken tikka masala, and so you can see all of those spices, the peas, the little pieces of chicken, and also the rice in there. On the back side, it has your preparation instructions, and it says open and tear, and then carefully add 1.5 cups of boiling water to the pouch and stir carefully and then reseal. And then we're going to wait 5 minutes, open the package, stir and reseal again, and let sit for another 5 minutes. Super simple. Again, 24 grams of protein in this one meal. So this is perfect for a super active day, and again is so great when it comes to the flavors, but we'll get to that in a minute. Something else I would encourage you to look into is if you're using Mountain House, they have a recycling program that they use called TerraCycles. TerraCycles is really great because you can not only have something delicious, but also give back by making sure things are disposed of properly. Just simply take your used Mountain House pouches and clean them out really good, and you can put them in a box or an envelope and send them off to TerraCycles, and they kind of make it into a fun little contest, just showing once again that Mountain House is a company that cares. Mountain House is a Leave No Trace partner, but they also participate in programs like TerraCycles so that they can further that messaging so that we can have a better tomorrow, and that's another reason why I align with them personally. Now normally this is the part where I would get out my big morsel spoon and stir, but today I don't have it because it's in my van. So I'm just gonna stir with a shorter spoon today, scraping the bottom and the edges to make sure that it is completely hydrated and getting all of that water in there. Now it's time to seal it up using the little zipper seal that's on top. And while we do that, it's my favorite part where you get to lick the spoon. Now, whenever you're sharing with others, don't do this step, but Now the best part about this is while it's sitting and it's just absorbing all of those masala flavors, you're getting those peas that are going to come to a perfect pop, almost like a little popping boba. You're going to have the chicken, which just absorbs and pulls in all of that moisture, and so it's like a perfect bite. And the rice, as it gets to that tender point, is just like the best. So this is one of those things that if I were to make it at my camp would probably take anywhere between 30 to 40 minutes on the low end side. Masalas are typically a sauce that is like the longer that you let it sit, the more that it builds those flavors. So realistically, if I had had a really long day, this wouldn't be something that I'd want to sit there and wait to make. But I can have this in 10 to 15 minutes max and be so delighted. That is why Mountain House has an advantage over many things, because their ease of use is literally all in this one little pouch. A little bit of water, a little bit of time, and you're ready to go. Not to mention something this size easily fits in your hiking pack if you're doing through hiking, and you can fit several of these in a single pack, no problem. Normally what I do is I pack things like this so they flat lay and don't take up near as much room. So I have 4 full meals right here, and they take up less than 5 inches of vertical space and less than a foot of space in this direction. Earlier, you all saw me get down this dry bag. This is just a regular dry bag that I carry with me in my roof, and I can pack 20 to 30 meals in this one dry bag, making it a lot better than if I were to go and get the groceries for 20 to 30 meals, making it yet another reason why Mountain House meals have a little bit of an advantage, at least in my book. Tiny space, big flavors, well worth it. Okay, 5 minutes in, time to open it up and stir again. And oh my gosh, this looks so good already. 5 minutes in, you can see it is rehydrating well. There's steam coming off the pouch, so let's close it up for another 5. And here we go. Okay, that's it. Now we just, if we were at a campsite, could use an extra long spoon and eat this bad boy up and have just a delightful meal without dirtying any more dishes. But here, I'm going to actually put it in a bowl so you can see a little bit closer of what it looks like. And just like that, delish in the bowl, ready to go, a delightful masala dish by Mountain House. Now, this is great because if you needed a little extra something to go with it, you could actually use some naan or some pita and dip it in and actually scoop it up like a dip, or you can use your spoon. And I love that. All of the meals that I have tried over time throughout Mountain House's existence in my life have always been things that I could change up and modify based on my circumstances. For example, here at my base camp, I would prefer to eat it in a bowl. However, again, I don't have to dirty the dishes on the road by eating it in the pouch. I can always add something extra to make it stretch a little bit further, like making breakfast tacos that I can share with friends out of a breakfast pouch. Or here, I could actually add the pita or the naan. And it's up to you to have your own adventures with the adventure meals, but that's what they're designed for, and I'm so happy I finally got to tell you guys about this. Oh, wow. Holding on to this secret for a year has been hard. Super, super, super hard. But now we're here, and I'm loving it. I hope that you've enjoyed coming along with me to learn about my super secret. I'm so excited for you to get out there. Trying out these new meals will be so fun. If you have tried one of these, leave it in the comments below what you thought about it. Keep your eyes open because who knows? Sporting goods stores, regular Walmarts near you, they're gonna have them pretty soon. Remember guys, we're not here for a long time, but we are here for a good time. I'm gonna go eat my lunch now. Till next time, bye.